Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. My name is Andy Hoffman. I'm the director of the Herb Institute, and together with the Alliance to Save Energy, we're co-hosting this event this afternoon, and we're very happy you're here. Just a quick word about who the Herb Institute is. It is a program that sits jointly between the Business School and the School of Natural Resources and Environment at the University of Michigan. Its purpose is to work towards a sustainable world using the power of business. And that alliance between the two schools creates quite a powerful connection. Another one of our goals in doing this is to start to establish the Herb Institute as a neutral convener among business, government, and nonprofit leaders on the critical issues of our day, and today's issue is around energy. The panels that we've put together for you today are going to encourage stakeholders, including state and local government, business leaders, NGOs, to develop the Energy 2030 goal, which is so central to the economy as we look forward. I want to ask you to stay tuned. On June 25th, we will also have another event following along on this stream on energy futures around the topic of disruptive technologies and disruptive energy markets. As you can see, there are cameras around us. DPTV is webcasting this. So given that, I ask you to be on time, look attentive. Don't be caught scanning your computers or your iPods. And with the questions, we really want to get some great questions in here, and we'll call you to a designated area so that the cameraman can find you. So just be always aware that there are webcams, and that means there is a schedule. I want to introduce the deans of the two schools that are the parents of the Herb Institute, but before that, I have to make a few special acknowledgments of some people and some organizations that made today possible. First of all, the sponsors. This program is being sponsored. The hosts are the Alliance to Save Energy and the Herb Institute for Global Sustainable Enterprise. We have sponsors in the City of Ann Arbor and the Michigan Energy Institute. We have lead corporate sponsors in Dow, Johnson Controls, Masco, Whirlpool, and also Owens Corning, which brought you your breakfast this morning. We have support from DPTV, and you're seeing their activities all around you now. We have support from the Governor's Office and the State Energy Office, specifically its Director, Steve Bacall. Thank you. We are very grateful to have the active participation and support from all three of the members of Michigan's Public Service Commission, Chairman Quackenbush and Commissioners White and Talbot. Thank you for being here. And we also have an impressive group of participants, but I want to call out three in particular. One, we have Barbara McClanahan, who's the Community Relations Director for U.S. Senator Debbie Stabenow. Are you here? Okay, we'll just stand up very quickly so we can see who you are. Welcome, thank you. And then we also have State Senator Hopgood, who serves on the State Energy Committee and is a U of Mich alum. Senator Hopgood, are you here? Okay, she'll be here later. Okay. So with that, I want to turn it over to two introductions from our deans. First, the Dean of the Business School, Dean Allson Davis-Blake, who will be followed by the Dean of the School of Natural Resources and Environment, Lynn Miranda. Dean Davis-Blake.
Thanks, Andy. Welcome to all of you to the University of Michigan and to the physical home of this event, the Ross School of Business. We're delighted to host this session of Energy 2030 on the road. The University of Michigan is, in my mind, an ideal place to host this policy forum because, as you will see throughout the day, scholars throughout the university are committed to finding scientific, organizational, and policy solutions to increase energy productivity. As Dean of the Ross School of Business, I'm particularly excited about hosting this forum because at the Ross School, our mission is to develop leaders who make a positive difference in the world. One of the important ways that leaders can make a positive difference is through embedding environmentally sustainable practices into all aspects of their business. Many of our students come here specifically because they're interested in learning more about the technical and organizational changes that organizations can implement in order to create more sustainable business practices now and a more abundant world for future generations. And increasingly, our recruiters are asking that our graduates, regardless of their disciplines be able to understand and implement best practices in sustainability. Forums like this are a really valuable way for our faculty and students to be exposed to the latest thinking about best practices in environmental sustainability. Energy productivity is a particularly important aspect of environmental sustainability for at least 5 reasons that I think you'll learn more about today. First, while business operations rely on many kinds of resources, including raw materials, people, and energy often accounts for a significant portion of a business's operating costs, and increasing energy productivity can reduce those costs, as outlined in the materials for this program, thus freeing resources for investments in innovation and other vital activities. So cost is one factor. Second, energy supports almost every function of business, and brownouts or blackouts can cause businesses to halt, even if energy is not a significant part of operating costs. Third, lack of energy productivity causes vulnerability to political and economic disruptions in the global energy supply chain. And fourth, something we don't think about very often, and that is creating, communicating, and supporting energy efficiency goals creates individual employee commitment to meeting those goals, and also, as an important secondary benefit, creates employee pride in their employer and their workplace, thus increasing employee productivity and retention. And finally, thinking about the future, as we all know, using energy leaves an environmental footprint. A sustainable business needs to understand and measure this environmental footprint, and thus it needs to understand how its energy use impacts the environment, not only today, but for future generations. I hope that this forum will enlighten each of you about all of these and other benefits of increasing energy productivity and creating a more sustainable world. And now let me turn the microphone over to my fellow Dean, Lynn Miranda, Dean of the School of Natural Resources and the Environment.
Thank you, Allson. So when I was walking in today, for all of us who are residents of the state of Michigan, I have to say when I was walking in this morning, I thought to myself, it might very well be spring, and I think we should take a moment.
Yay!
So the School of Natural Resources and Environment has a 100-plus year history of working on questions of sustainability, and it is an amazing thing to be the Dean of a School of Natural Resources and Environment at the University of Michigan, because issues of environmental sustainability are not isolated in the School of Natural Resources and Environment. There aren't many places where you would find a Dean of the Business School who is so articulate and eloquent about the importance of sustainability, and there you would find in the College of Architecture and Urban Planning, in the College of Engineering, across almost all of our 19 schools and college, that equal interest and commitment to issues of sustainability, which makes this a very exciting place. For those of you who haven't yet read the newspaper this morning, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change issued its latest report today in Yokohama, Japan. And in it, it expressed one of the key messages is that the effects of climate change are already being felt. The ice caps are melting, sea ice in the Arctic is collapsing, water supplies are coming under stress, heat waves and heavy rains are intensifying, coral reefs are dying, fish and many other species are migrating towards the poles or in some cases becoming extinct. So Andy mentioned the importance of the Urban Institute playing this neutral convener role, and I think that's critically important. I want to say at the same time that I am not neutral on the idea that climate change is real. It is astonishing to me the amount of time that I spend trying to convince well-educated people that climate change is real and that real things need to be done about it. That's one of the reasons why I find this event and the whole approach of this event especially wonderful, because this Alliance to Save Energy and the Energy 2030 on the Road in particular, it sort of does an end run around the partisan politics that are jamming things up in Washington, D.C., and by leveraging the creativity and the innovation that's going on in our state and local governments all over the country. Although I would caution that the most recent data indicates that So there's this survey work that's done here at the University of Michigan looking at whether people believe that in the absence of federal action, whether state and local governments should be acting themselves on issues of global change. And in 2008, there was fully 70% of the population who believed that was true. This is now a national poll. It's still the case that 51% believe it's true in 2013, but that's a substantial decline and something we need to be thinking about. The other thing that so the fact that we're leveraging state and local innovation is really appealing to me. The other thing that I really like is that the campaign is motivated by increasing energy efficiency. And who can be against increasing energy efficiency, right? You don't have to rely on an a priori belief or an a priori requirement that you have to believe that climate change is real. You can just believe that energy efficiency is a good thing, and we can get all kinds of great gains from that. I would argue that partnerships between universities, policymakers, and the business community are critical to addressing the environmental issues of our time, particularly as it relates to the energy sector. And I applaud efforts like this and believe that U of M is a perfect setting for it because of our breadth and depth of commitment to environmental sustainability, our particular strength on energy issues. You're going to hear from Mark Barteau, the director of our Energy Institute, is an incredible advocate for improved energy policy across the country and internationally. And probably most importantly, the University of Michigan's commitment to translating scientific discovery into policy practice. I anticipate this is going to be an absolutely wonderful day, both thought-provoking and meaningful, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you. Thank you.